In 1994, the schools of Mullins High School and Johns Creek consolidated to make Pike County Central. 31 years later, they have their first state champion, as I cover her up. It's the sport of girls wrestling. So, dear, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Bralyn Maynard from Pike County Central.
And you won what weight class?
152,
What year?
2025.
2020. There we go. She said off camera. She's like, I'm a little nervous about being on camera, so we're leading the show here.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we are in the old Mullins gym. Mullins, like I said, was one of the schools that consolidated, and this is kind of a full circle moment for me because I filmed my first rules video here in November of 2018 with your uncle, Justin Maynard Clam Biscuit, with his team then, and we come up here and we actually filmed about 5 feet in front of where we're at. Filmed our first, introduction to wrestling for beginners and parents and all that kind of stuff. And we was coming up here, I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've been up there filming, so I'm glad that we were able to use this location. I know we'll talk about this place here just in a second. So, Bralyn, I have felt like I've refereed you since you were a zygote, pretty much. How do you, for the people that don't know, how do you get started into wrestling?
Well,
Go ahead, you're fine.
basics. Well, I started when I was in 7th grade.
Okay.
Because I had been around it, and I know it helps with your, would you say, athletic ability?
If you can wrestle, you can do just about anything.
Yeah.
We know a lot of football players, a lot of schools are picking it up, and they're pretty much,
Definitely.
whether they compete or not, they're making their wrestlers go out and at least get in the mat room, learn some pummeling, if you will, maybe some double leg takedowns, whatever, just to get their tackling ability, their footwork. You know, we got Landon Young in the NFL. I don't know how many NFL or college players, like Jack James from Paducah Tillman, class of 2025. He was a 2024 state champion. Troy Sinee, quarterback. So we wish Jack nothing but the best. And I believe your uncle and your dad kind of started you may, for those may not familiar with Pike County Central, you may probably familiar with their youth program, the Warhawks, and that's like a club team, if you will. A lot of kids from different parts of eastern Kentucky where we're at. If you're not familiar, we're in Pike County, the farthest county east. You can't go any farther. If you do, you'll be in Virginia or West Virginia. And like I said, we're here just on the outskirts of Pikeville, here at the North Point Academy now, as they call it. So, Bralyn, you started in 7th grade, but maybe it's the Mandela effect, but I feel like you wrestled before that. Is that true?
I did not really wrestle before that. I was in the room.
Okay, that's probably, I know with your mom and dad and your little cousins, and I think your cousin...
My cousin did wrestle before that.
Have wrestled, like I said, feels like forever.
Yes.
And with that, let's talk about Pike Central's history. Pike Central, as of this filming, besides yourself, we'll talk about your medal history just in a second. 4 state medalists. 2004, Anthony Chapman at 215 pounds. He got 6th place.
6th place from Pike County Central, Anthony Chapman.
Your uncle, Justin Biscuit, 2,525 pounds, 7th place.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for Pike County State medalist.
Alexander Peters, 2014, I should say, heavyweight, 7th place, and then Sean May, heavyweight, 2021, again 7th place. So 4 state medalists, and then you come along, and you're like, boys, hit the bricks. The addition of girls wrestling in KHSAA is one of the best things they've ever done, because you instantly come into the state tournament in 24 and you place 3rd, 152 pounds, in 2020 or 2024. So you're already the highest state medalist in Pike Central athletic history. You were the first state champion in Pike Central history for a team or individual, and you were become the highest state placer in the history of Pike County Central High School right out of the gate. Let's talk about that 2024 campaign. The match we're going to talk about, of course, is the Naomi Santiago match. That was probably the best match of the whole tournament. I mean, I got to officiate the state tournament.
Yes.
I actually was supposed to be up on the mat next, and I don't exactly, maybe there was a stalling call or something to that effect, that Henderson's coach come to the table, and I had to step out there, and I don't remember the score, but I think she got a late takedown or a late, or a late reversal or something to that
At
effect.
the end of the match? Yeah, it was a
Okay.
late. She got a takedown and had me on my back.
Okay. I knew that, of course, the final score was 12-10. Of course, Naomi won it. Naomi's wrestling now, University of the Cumberlands. Wish her nothing but the best. Naomi's a great supporter of her and Henderson County altogether is a great supporter of the state championship review series. You ended up coming in third place. First year sanctioned KHSAA third place. Really can't ask for a whole lot more. You gave the state champion, I mean, that should have been the finals. I mean, it should have been. But what's crazy about that is most people, they lose that quarterfinals. I can't win it now, yada, yada, yada. You ended up winning the most pins in the least amount of time award. 5 pins in 8 minutes and 6 seconds. That's a great accomplishment. I mean, there's not too many people that can say they done that, because you're maybe moping around. I wanted to win this. You don't.
Yeah.
That's life. But sometimes in life it doesn't go the way that you want it. You got to make the best of the situation, and that's exactly what you did. You come out third place, most pins in the least amount of time.
Third place, Pike County Central, Bralyn Maynard. Your state runner-up in the 152-pound weight class.
Let's fast forward to this year. You're a sophomore. You've been to the big dance. You've been to the horse park. You've got the dust on you. You know what it's like inside that.
Yes.
You've seen the finals. Coming into this sophomore year, what was the mentality? What was going through your head in the off season, during the season, about, this is my state championship. We'll show it in, like, this is my medal. This belongs to me. So talk us through that, because we know a lot of people, younger people watch our series. So talk to us there.
Well, going into this season, I knew I needed to get stronger.
Okay.
And I knew that being the champ was very possible for me. But I knew it was going to be hard, and we knew all along that my finals match was most likely going to be my finals match. And that I needed to work hard in order to win it. So that's...
Now, when you say work hard, that could mean a lot to a lot of different people. Give us some details on that. Break it down for us.
Well, preseason, I was in the gym.
Okay.
And my lifting, I don't really get to do with anyone. So I was in the gym all by myself trying to figure out how to do that.
Okay.
And how to get stronger. So that was my working hard before season. And then I had to bust my butt at practice and get my teammates to wrestle hard. And wrestle hard at practice.
And I believe you're the only girl on the Pike Central team, right? Has any other girl since this kind of come in and been like, hey, I want to do what you're doing
We
now?
got a younger girl that came in the last 3 weeks of the season.
Okay.
And she's going to be great. She's going to be so good. But she came in too late to really get to do anything.
I understand.
But
I
she's
get
also way smaller than me, so I didn't have any other girl wrestling partners this season.
I completely understand. Now, is it Caden Ratliff? Is that he's the closest?
This year it was Mason Hess. That was my closest partner.
So 2025 though, you're a sophomore. You're coming into the state tournament with a record of 24-1. Tell us about the one.
The one, that match I was so nervous for, and I hadn't lost yet, and I was so nervous about wrestling her because I knew
Who's her?
Emma Hood.
Okay.
I knew that she could beat me, and that affected my wrestling so much. And I did not wrestle to the best of my ability during that match at all.
Okay, so we'll remember that name, Emma Hood, fans. That might come up a little bit later. So you're coming in 24-1. Your first round, you win by a 1 minute, 4 second fall over Anna Clark of Hopkinsville. And let me just say, there is Pikeville and Hopkinsville could not be farther apart, could not be more of a culture differential between the two. One borders West Virginia, the other almost borders Missouri. So, you meet there in the middle in Lexington, but you win by a fall, minute 4 seconds. The quarterfinals, you win a fall, 14 seconds over Olivia Moreno Jeter from Doss out of Louisville. Get to the semis, you're wrestling Elizabeth Allen from Fort Campbell. You win that by a fall, 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Elizabeth comes in 6th place. So now, you're in the finals, and guess who you're wrestling?
Emma Hood again.
Emma Hood of Highlands. Now, we're not going to tell you guys the results. We have the Parade of Champions, the face-off match and medal ceremony. So knowing that's who you're wrestling, knowing she's already got you once this year,
my thought process behind that, which my uncle and my dad really helped me calm my nerves with that, because I was nervous, but at that point in my head, I was like, okay, I made it to the finals. And me, the less nervous I am, the better I'm going to wrestle. So if I tell myself it's like, it's no big deal, that's the better I wrestle. So my dad and my uncle also was telling me it was no big deal and just wrestle. That tried to be my thought process the whole time, was just to stay calm and just act like it's just another match.
And to that point, I want to bring that up just in a second, but Highlands is a Northern Kentucky school. There's a lot of Northern Kentucky teams. Your Campbell counties, your Boone counties, your Riles, your Walton Veronas had 2 state champions again this year. Emma Moore and Sophie Anderson, we're going to be doing their videos. And she had a big cheering section. I mean, I think she had people with her name painted on their chest, the team. Of course, this year the girls' state tournament was before the boys, and we got the mat set up. The referee squad got their mat set up the day before. And we were like, man, the girls are going to be. I got to actually work the table. I was working the head table for the finals.
Yes.
You can see by where the camera is, because I'm literally like, on the main table.
Yes.
So you're there. You're backstage where the warm-up area is. We're getting ready to call your name out. You're talking about it's just another match. And this is the example. I don't remember where I heard it or where I read it, but I want to see how it plays out for you. I've got to officiate the state finals 3 times. 2020 boys, 2024 girls, 2025 boys. Ball 3 times. I've got to do a finals match. And all 3 of my finals matches, like watching them objectively, if you didn't know what they were, easy. 2020 7-2 heavyweight final. 2024 Lacey Gilbert pin in like a minute something, and then this year Jackson Wells tech fall in the first period. You watch, you look at that. That's nothing. That's no big deal. This is the example that I use for people. It's like walking across a 2x4. You know what I'm saying? A 5 feet 2x4 on. If they're on the 2x4 is just on like 2 little blocks, 3-4 inches off the ground, you fall off, not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you get to the state finals, that 2x4 is on top of the Empire State Building. You're having to go across to another skyscraper, and it's the same 2x4, but you're 65 million miles in the air, feels like. Everybody's watching you. Everybody in the gym or the arena knows what, this matters. This is what's at stake. When you ran out and you putting your ankle bands on and all that, did it hit you like what this is?
Honestly, I don't think this has yet to hit me.
I got you.
Because it still feels like just another match. But I try not to, I was trying my best not to let it get to me. Not to focus on that this is the only match and this depends on if I win the state title or not. because, like I said, the more pressure on me, the worse I tend to wrestle.
I can understand that. Now, speaking of which, we got some pretty nice hardware here. Of course, you've got your state champion. You guys will see a photo of that state championship medal. And I mean, there are people that have kept the earliest state championship medal that we have is 1965. Wrestling in Kentucky officially KHSAA started in 64. Dean Williams Sr. He placed third in 64. He won it in 65 and 66, and he had all three. He had his third place medal from 64. He had his championship medals from 65 and 66. So I can tell you, hold on to this little thing. It's going. You know, you've got a chance to win 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later. But hold on to this little guy. Don't let whoever take it. Don't. I don't want to put it on because it's not mine. But hold on to this thing for dear life. Don't let it go. Of course, you get the Coaches Association state championship medal. Very nice token at the Coaches Association. I mean, very, very big medal.
Nice.
You guys are seeing it there. And of course, one of the things about wrestling is the bracket. You got your, as I cover me up here, we don't want to cover you up. The bracket. You guys will see a photo of that, and you can have that forever. It's such a wrestling specific, like you're now starting to see basketball teams in the locker rooms, like NCAA tournaments, go up, put the big, they'll slap their team on it when they win. Guys, wrestling was doing that before you all, so get with the times. But I think one of the coolest little mementos is this sign right here. Such a great photo op. I mean, everybody holds it. George Dennis held his up. I mean, just a great, great visual. It's perfect. It's the right size. It's not flashy. The only thing I wish that it had is like what your state state wrestling champion, state basketball, track and field, whatever it is.
What sport?
What sport specific. That's the only thing I wish that those had, but those are so perfect in photos. I mean, they just are. Trophy cases. Lacey Gilbert, we done her video. She had both of hers like on her wall behind her. And people have those from whenever they first started. I believe 2017, 2018, something like that was the first year. Keep that stuff. I promise. It's gonna matter. Maybe not now, but I promise when you have whatever life takes you, have whatever you choose to do. You look back on it, and you'll be like, this is what matters. Like my video we put out before the state tournament. This is what matters. So we got to move a few things around, get our computer set. We can pull up the video. We will see you guys at the All-Tech Arena at the Kentucky Horse Park on the Fayette-Scott County line. Now you're seeing what we're seeing. This is the Parade of Champions. One of the great things about the state tournament is everybody not everybody's going to make it onto the medal podium. Not everybody's going to get a chance to stand up there and have their name read as a medalist. That's part of the sport. I mean, there's going to be somebody that wins and loses every single match. And the Parade of Champions, I think, is something that is a great little memento, keepsake for videos, photos, for families. Motivation. Last year I was in the parade. This year I want to be on the medal podium. So, Bralyn, your second time at the second year and second time. So you're 2 for 2, getting to make it to the state tournament. So enough talking about it. Let's watch it. And there, I believe your opponent comes. And there you are.
Yep.
And here's I'm sitting here on referee's row here. There you come trotting out.
Yep.
Thinking, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip,
that's
right?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Don't worry, everybody says that.
Yep. That's what we talk about back there too.
Yep. There Emma comes out. You're kind of chatting it up with her.
Yeah.
And you got, you can hear the crowd already cheering for her.
Yeah.
You're putting your ankle bands on. You got Kristen Dennison as your official, so really good official. As Usher pumps in the background.
I was actually very happy when that song came on.
I got you. All right, so you already wrestled her before. Knowing, kind of being familiar with her, what did you kind of look for? What did you know to stay away from?
Well, I know last time I did not come out with any aggression at all.
Okay.
So I knew this time I need to wrestle her like I did previous in the day.
Right.
And I know last time I also didn't shoot on her. And I know I needed to work some shots
I got you.
and actually attack.
And
So
it's a husband-wife combination out there. You've got Kristen
yeah.
and Andrew.
Yep.
So the Dennison household represented on the mats. You get your takedown right there, so it's 3-0. And I kind of zoom in here. You can see you got your mom over there to the right. She was zoned in.
Yes.
Kristen leans down and yells, I'd say probably action or
Oh, yeah.
something
Yeah.
to that effect.
I think so, something like that.
So you got her here, you're behind her, you got your takedown.
Yeah.
What do you look? I mean, you see you got the wrist there. Were you looking like for an armbar series, like a spiral? What are we looking to do here?
I think I was just looking to break her down. I don't know. I'd like to stay on the wrist because I know wrist control is very important.
Right.
But when I'm wrestling, I really don't do much thinking.
No,
When I do much thinking, that's what gets me.
I get you. You want to let your training, let your
Yeah.
programming, the repetition take over, right?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Is my
I understand.
muscle memory feeling. And I heard her say short time, so I was just
Yep.
hoping to keep her down there.
All right. So you're going into the second period up 3-0.
Yeah.
You win the toss. You look over and take down.
Yep.
Now, last time you two wrestled, same scenario. Was it
Yes.
a points? Was it fall? How'd it go?
She was up on
Okay.
points. She beat me by points
I
too.
got you.
But yeah, she was up by points. And usually, if they're up, you take bottom.
Right. So you're able to get up, stand up, but she's able to take you back down. Doesn't look to be in too much trouble. Don't look like you're panicking.
Usually,
There you
in
go.
practice where I'm used to, that was rough.
I was gonna say, thought you got your escape right there.
Yeah, my best things in practice, anyways. I'm better at getting reversals than up and out or like keeping down. Honestly,
Right.
I'm pretty good at getting reversals on the ground.
And you hear the coaches across the span of time, 1, not 2. Give up 1, not
yep,
2. Don't
yep.
give up a reversal. Give up and cut them. Push them away.
Yep.
You're still down. Doing a pretty good job there on the bottom.
Yeah.
Being active. And I believe Biscuit's wearing. I don't think I've ever seen Biscuit wear pants.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, he doesn't wear pants. Very rarely does he. I don't know.
Now, as soon as you fell right there,
Uh-huh.
you're trying to capture that arm for there's 1,000 different names for that
Yeah.
move, that roll. You call it a big man, fat man, big
Yeah.
boy, whatever.
Right here it gets
And
rough for me.
I was gonna say, I was like, no, your mom stands up, does the surrender cobra.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
thinking
I'm
too.
thinking, Bralyn, what are you doing?
Right there, I'm just laying there hoping, and I'll look over
Yep.
at my dad finally, and I just see him. He's up and he points,
Mm-hmm.
and I roll the way he's pointing, and it got me out.
It worked, huh?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
So she got near fall. So now it's 5-4. You're up.
This is when I start fighting for my life on the airport. because I haven't made it really far in the matches this season. So I start.
She's trying to circle into you, put that pressure into you, which youngsters, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Last year I learned, actually. I got beat by Sierra last year.
Okay.
Several times because she hipped over. Well, that's not the only reason.
Right.
And she came and talked to me, and she told me that's a good reason why she was beating me. And ever since then, I've tried to fix that part on me getting hipped over.
Now, is that the Madison Central
I think so, yes.
or Madison Southern?
She was second last year.
Yes, Madison Southern.
Yeah.
All right, so she's going to take down. You can tell that you're kind of
I am gassed.
the nerves and the third period's kind of getting to you.
I was tired. I'll tell you that.
Was there any part of you that was like, I'm wasting energy here, let's cut her, we'll be tied, and then take our chances on our feet? Or
Definitely not, because I know my feet is not my strong suit. Well, I feel that way anyways. So I was trying to keep her down.
Yeah. All right, so she gets up, gets her one. We're tied now, 5-5.
Yeah. At this point, I didn't know that we were tied.
Okay.
I didn't know at all.
You get another takedown, so it's 8-5. And when she hipped over right there, my heart sank for a second.
Yeah.
Watching it in person, I was like, "Oh no, Bralyn!"
I get nervous.
All right, so not trying to advance on that, get hit for stalling. Got to work up, but you can tell. I mean,
At that point, I didn't have any clue what they stopped for.
yeah.
I didn't know. I was out of it, honestly. I was just wrestling.
I got you.
You could tell I was tired. I was taking
Yeah.
my time.
And
I just kept on trying to listen to my uncle.
yeah. There it is. Was able to keep control there.
This is the first time I've watched the full match since it happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we're getting close to the end of the match here. You're up 8-5.
I heard her coaches yell something like,
And
just
right
do
there,
it. Yeah.
yep. She tried to roll, wasn't
Yeah.
strong enough, and you capitalized.
Yeah.
Win with a fall. 5 minutes and 57 seconds, so 3 seconds left in the match.
Yeah.
And something that first time this year was the sparks there for the intro, and as you're getting ready to see something really cool for the hand raising ceremony, the fog. I think that was just
That was so
yeah.
cool.
That was a
I
great
heard a lot.
great photo, a great visual. Of course, here's the medal ceremony.
I was still trying to.
Yeah, it's kind of hard after you win it to just kind of go sit down and be like, all right, you know, time for my medal.
Yeah, especially right after. It was. You have no time to.
I want to go outside and pet a horse. You know, I want to.
Yeah. Take some time to realize what happened.
Let it process.
Yeah. I've been down real far to get my medal.
Yep. And there you go. Getting that state championship medal and that beautiful sign.
Yes.
So there you are, deer on top of the podium. I mean, a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. And I believe that's where this one ends. So first time getting to watch it back, does it play out the way you remember it? Does any part get you nervous? You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, even though I knew the outcome,
Yeah.
that just still had me on my toes, even though I knew it was a close match.
The number of guys, I think your review video number 370, 371, something to that effect now. And people that have never seen their match videos from the 80s or 90s, whenever, or people that's even watched it, you know, like they had a copy of their own and they watched it before our review video, whether it's in person, on the Zoom, whatever. If, you know, they get nervous, they're up like pacing, like, come, you gotta get up, you know, trying to wrestle it, you know, 40 years later.
That's how I felt just
and
now.
that proves that it matters.
Yes.
That proves that it means something to you. Everybody knew this is what matters. This is a state championship. This is not just a regular off-season tournament or a weekend tournament or anything like that. I mean, you have that forever. I mean, that is yours, and not just the medal. I mean, you could lose your medal today, but the title of forever in the history books, you're a state champion. You're a 2025 152-pound state wrestling champion. Nobody can ever take that from you. Nobody. So I think we've reached a good ending point. Bralyn, you've got 2 more swings at the plate,
Yes, I
2
have.
more opportunities. Be a 3-timer. So I have to ask, what's next for you? What's on the agenda?
I would like to, win it the next 2 times.
See, that's what you have to say. You don't want to say, I don't know. You got to say, I'm going to be doing this review video 2 more times. I got 2 more medals to win. I got 2 more signs to win. And I believe they said here at your school, Pike Central, they're going to put like a full banner up for you and all that. I was going to say, if they don't, Alex Green will be leading the charge to get that done because you're the only state champion in history.
Yeah.
And you deserve it.
Yeah.
Wrestling's been hid for far too long.
Yeah.
And I can tell you,
Oh, yeah.
the wrestling community has a very loud voice now. I might be the one doing the videos and on the camera and all that kind of stuff, but it's the whole community that's come together and said, we've been silent too long. Let's let our voice be known. So Pike Central, we love you, but if she doesn't have a banner up,
Yeah.
we're going to be there with the pitchforks and torches. Put the banner up. Put the banner up. So Bralyn, I believe that's all we have. We've got some youngsters starting to file in here. I got youth practice off season. I think they've got some tournaments coming up. You know, that's how you get better. That's how you get one of these. That's how you do it.
Yes.
So until we, I guess, see you again, wish you the best in 26 and 27, no matter how those end up. But if you win it in 26, we'd love to be back here, do another review video with you, let the world see what goes on at Pike County Central, especially the girls wrestling program. But until then, thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.